real that we see on video anymore. So even if you saw a needle act like they closed up and you saw a needle like go into their skin, like who's to say if that really happened? Like don't compromise your health because you believe somebody else did something and they were fine. Like your mother told you if everyone else was dropping off a cliff, would you do it too? Like that shouldn't be a convincing. I don't care who paid them what to put whatever in them. That doesn't mean I'm going to put an unknown substance into my body. And yeah, it's not the first time that they've played this game. Like they've used celebrities to encourage vaccinations and things of that nature plenty of times. Elvis Presley was a famous one that, you know, that got the jab in his arm and like got enlisted to the army and or military and all those things. So yeah, we don't want people to be fooled just because you see a celebrity or something saying like, oh, the vaccine is safe. That because, and they had a very visually moving and emotionally moving ad about why you should take the vaccine and how like we're in this together and you don't want to like not be concerned about that person and that person. But of course, then at the same time, like you showed me that video of people getting reactions when they choose not to wear a mask in the store or something, of like everyone in the store like yelling at that guy and ganging up on him like, put on your mask. And then in one instance, a guy even like flipped over a tub of like ice water onto the guy that wasn't wearing a mask to like punish him for, and like in what other scenario would that be acceptable behavior, not only in a public setting to a stranger, but within a store even. Yeah. And yet everyone in the store was agreeing with the guy who poured the water and not the person who just like, you know what, I'm healthy, I'm gonna use my air holes, you know? And I know that because I am in my body and I can feel that, and I don't need anyone else to tell me how my body feels and whether my air holes are working in what way. So yeah, it's just really incredible the way that people have been turned into like these Agent Smiths in our society. And you know, you and I, we've been in this like study, I guess, of things, or of, you know, the woke movement or whatever for many years, like since 9/11 basically, and especially since we, you know, like in our 20s and became adults. So when we were growing up, like we got used to being the black sheep and like we were the crazy friends and all that kind of stuff, and it was just fine. And like we knew, okay, fine, like everybody's not going to be, you know, on that level or open to that type of information. You can keep inviting people to it, and then like whatever, just like respect where they're at. But like it's getting to the point now where like to appease the people who are like still following along with these mask mandates and things like that, like it's been 6 months. Like if it was working, it was working. If it's not, it's not, you know. And even says on the box that it does not protect against coronavirus. So it's evident that like if the mask isn't protecting against coronavirus, then what is it doing? You know, it's enlisting us all in new behaviors. It's shaming and dividing us for those who aren't following along with new instructions, like you were saying. You know, and that's what we need to do, is just take a really sober, critical thinking, like look at like what's happening, what was it supposed to do, and then what did it actually do?
Right.
You know,
what did it actually do? It actually made it easier for them to do it again.
Right, exactly.
That's it.
And do anything again. Like now that we already have in the system that like whatever the store's rules are, that I have to abide by that. Like if they say only people who can do handstands to walk through the store can do that, can come in here and shop. I mean, obviously they're not going to jump through hoops, literally.
You're right. And here, the thing is, I'm okay with respecting the rules of a private establishment.
Right.
I'm totally cool with that. That's going to change. That's the problem, is a lot of these establishments aren't going to be able to stay open too much longer, because there's going to be a lot more resistance. There's going to be a lot more people that are going to, I mean, if forced vaccination's on the rise, and it kind of sounds like they're kind of trying to push it. They have 150, 200,000 doses ready to go by the end of December for New York. And, you know, you're just hearing these stories here and there. And again, you guys can all look them up. These aren't just things we're just spitting out. You know, it just sounds like, you know, well, if you don't take, it's all just build up. If you don't take the vaccine, shame. You don't wear a mask, shame. It's all the same song. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just the different verses. you know,
Right.
different, same song. Just, it's just, you know, it's it's interesting. It's sad. It's eye-opening. So I mean, because of not. Here's the thing: we go back to cameras on the streets, and even more extensive cameras and facial recognition at
Right.
the
Right.
airports. Why? Oh, remember 9/11? That's why.
Right.
Oh, okay. Because our safety,
Because they're safe.
facial recognition. I mean, I'm not saying it's happening. I am saying it's a possibility. Why wouldn't it be? We've already had that. We've already allowed them to do it once to us, and then it turns out a lot of the cameras they put out on the streets were unconstitutional. So there went those tax dollars, by the way,
Right.
for unconstitutional cameras that sat on the streets and supposedly aren't recording anymore. But most of them have been removed, especially in California. You can look that up as well. You know, so that's the whole point is where we're allowing, because we said yes, they're going to do it again.
Right.
And because we keep saying yes, they're going to keep pushing that door open more and more. And it's up to us. Risk versus reward. That's really what it boils down to. Look at their own hypocrisy. Look at how they don't follow their own rules.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not that hard to see that if they're not scared, why are they scaring me?
Right.
Why are they scaring my children? You know what I mean? It's if we sound a little bit more hostile today, it's because it is getting to that point. And again, it's such a scary subject, because communism is heavy. No one wants to think about communism equals America equals communism equals America. Like nobody, it's unheard of. Even for me, it's hard to even consider it, because I barely accepted the idea that capitalism was a positive thing. I still was on the
Jury's still out there. I don't know.
So, not trying to scare anybody here. We're just asking the questions here.
Just asking questions.
we're just kind of putting we're trying to put out, as much fundamental facts out as possible, but also just understand that the vigilance that we have when it comes to this. We've been seeing it happen for it's been happening for a long time. We're not the only ones who've seen it. We are not the only ones who've been called crazy, and I personally don't think I'm crazy. I think I'm on the right side of the thing for once. The rebel, but now it seems like, oh, now we're on the right side, and it's a little bit more boring. But at the same time, it's enlightening, because it's real. We have a good chance of breaking a system and renewing it to the way it should have been. God's law, constitutional law, right. The way things were meant to be in the beginning of this country. We can still have that, and it hasn't gone away. We just have to hold on a little bit longer. I guess that's our closing. Ms. Kali, you have final thoughts here?
Yeah, just to see the vigilance, like you said, that the time is now. Like, we took a back seat for a long time because we figured we were just going to do our own thing, but now it's to the point where that's not going to be an option anymore. To just be on the outskirts, or to just be like, well, I'll just shop this way, or I just won't wear my mask. Like, it's going to get more and more institutionalized and structured, where there's not the same escape route. So if we don't rebel now, our children won't have the option to. Right. Like, we're at the end of the line. Like, we have to jump off this conveyor belt now, like throw wrenches into the machine now, or it's going to get past the door of the point of no return. And it's shockingly close. It's easy to just try to take a back seat to it. Like, a lot of officials are encouraging us, like with the Christmas season, like, don't go caroling because that's dangerous, and don't do all the things that you're used to doing to celebrate the holidays. Just stay at home, watch your favorite specials on Netflix, like relive or already transition yourself into the digital world where you're just living vicariously through the images projected to you instead of your own actual real experience. They're already conditioning us to that. And yeah, just sit back, do your online shopping. It'll get mailed there. We'll take care of it. And so it's akin to an abusive relationship. And I think the more that we can wake people up to that, because like, it's intervention time. Like, we love everybody when the tone that we're starting to take with this cast is not out of like criticism or like saying like, oh, so and so's a lost cause, or they're so brain dead or whatever that they'd still be believing in all this stuff. No, it's like it's intervention time. Our friends and family are in an abusive relationship. We all are. And we have to break out of it, because the end of the result of this is just, even if you do survive it, it's not a real survival. You're just like the living dead. So you're either for real dead, that it gets so abusive that it kills you and ends violently, or you're cast out and starved to death, or like you survive, but you're essentially dead. So we need, the more that we can call to attention these kinds of parallels, because it's easier to spot an abusive relationship when you're outside of it, you know. You can be like, oh, that was a mean, or he was overreacting. So the more that we can like make these parallels of, you know, the government's kind of gaslighting us, where, you know, if you say like, oh, I kind of feel this way, you're not allowed to, or that was the wrong answer, you know, or the things of like, they can do this, but you're not allowed to, because like, that would make you wrong. All these things that if you applied it to a relationship, it would be completely outrageous. And that doesn't change just because it's government. In fact, it's even more so unacceptable.
The simple example of, I can go get my hair done, but you can't.
Right.
That's all you really got. I mean, that pisses me off just thinking about it. No way, I want my hair done.
I want my hair done.
It's that simple. How come she can do it, but I can't?
Right.
How come you can do it, but I can't? How come my friend's small business, how come their insurance is cut off? You know what I mean? While you still get to go to your doctors or whatever.
You can still go to Target and like, thank God COVID hasn't found the Walmart yet.
Right. No kidding. It's interesting how COVID seems to stay out of Costco, you know? So yeah, you're right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Miss Cully. That was,
thank you too.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Where could we find you, ma'am?
You can find me on wild_flourish for my secret page, where we share a lot more of the videos and articles and stuff on these topics. We also have our Off the Mark cast page, where you can find these episodes. And then we also have our Solstice Cleanse, spelled SOULSTICE cleanse. Yeah, and we'd love to have you join along. We are accepting donations for participation, because we are putting a lot of our time and love and energy into it, but we just want everybody to join and just have the space and community and conversation. So everyone is welcome. Just follow request on the Solstice Cleanse page and we'll add you in, and you can start digging through all our content and things we're sharing there and contributing your own. So thank you so much, Tootie.
No problem. Thank you, guys. You can find me at Tootie Oh My Hero. That's on Instagram, Twitter. I guess that's it. But I'm there. You just find me. And I'm not good at those plugs. But thank you guys for joining us. Again, if you like what you guys seen and heard, like, share, and subscribe, please, please, please. Thank you so much for the feedback so far. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, want any links to any stories, feel free to DM us on our private accounts and/or the Off the Mark cast. Again, thank you guys for joining us. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay vigilant. Bye, guys.